Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Madhu, and I'm currently teaching in Ambedkar University, Delhi. And I have recently graduated from Jawaharlal Nehru University, and my PhD was on smartphone technology and the urban marginals and their struggles with technology and education both. This paper is a part of my PhD research work, EdTech Among the Marginals, Question of Tech Equity and State Intervention in India. So why I chose this topic, because so this is part of my PhD research conducted during COVID-19 pandemic. Actually, I started my research in 2014 doing my MA. Then I did my MPhil also on digitalization and its impact on the urban. Then I pursued, continued this research theme in my PhD, and I stayed. It is an ethnographic work. I became part of a JJ resettlement colony in Delhi. I stayed there for 1 year, and then COVID came, and suddenly the situation also turned around. So I did not consider it an action-based research or a short intervention, but I looked at from the sociological perspective and what kind of changes are coming to the technology and the digital divide. So it is an ethnography of smartphone educational performance of school-going children in JJ Colony. Rationale: EdTech entering in the life of marginals, reshaping or debunking the existing digital divide. Urban marginals has been explored in sociology of education perspectives, but I went there and looked at the social categories, that is it a homogeneous category or there are distinction in the idea of urban marginals. Universe of the study was Shakurpur JJ Colony, I have already mentioned. Considering the diversity, accessibility of smartphone existing educational scenario. So this analysis of urban marginals was based on my data collection that was based on ethnography. I did interviews with the students and the parents living in the JJ student colony coming from different caste groups. Yeah, this research paper explored the transition of smartphone from disruption to device. That how the EdTech idea of EdTech entered in the smartphone, because before that smartphone was not considered as the appropriate technology for education. But later on, because of the immediate effect of COVID-19, there was the only solution that we had to include smartphone as a technology for education for the marginals. But I question that in my thesis, that is it an appropriate technology and what actually it is, how it is impacting the marginals, and is it reproducing the marginality or it is helping them to overcome that. So urban marginals, not a monolithic whole representation of Indian society. General OBC SC ST cultural capital established the fact that most of the SC ST OBC in JJ Colony were first generation learners, with few exceptions, example intercaste marriages. None of the general category student was found first generation learner, rather they were some parent or grandparent who was already part of the education system. So this whole idea of historical marginalization in education making a huge difference to my research. Legitimacy of smartphone as an educational device for school-going children. So the objective was to understand how smartphone got penetrated in the education system, focusing school education for urban marginals, and how the use of smartphone by school-going children got legitimation from the state. How state intervened in the domain of EdTech, and when in India the level of marginalization, and we have this right to education bill that which says that education is the right of every citizen beyond the economic and the social marginalization. So this question that when we are saying that they have to buy their own smartphone also bring up the state intervention, that how state is helping them, because they need the support from state to be part of education system. But technology is is creating discrimination or exclusion for them, or are we looking at the aspect of inclusion in this? Methodology, I've already mentioned that it was an ethnography qualitative study, and pre-COVID and post-COVID, pre-COVID observation and post-COVID period, conducting interviews. I created a reading room for the students so that I can spend more time with them. Then I also went to the families and I interacted with the parents and looked at the cultural understanding of the family and their histories. So moving ahead from methodology, the question of gender became very important in my thesis, that in perspective of technological divide, that as I mentioned that it was about caste divide in the digital accessibility and the usage, but at the same time I found that parents were really they were careful to give or to provide technology to women, to girls who are going to school and who are accessing the smartphones for education. So smartphone is stigmatized for deviating school-going children from education. So a lot of parents actually raise the issue of sexuality and the control over sexuality of women, that they gave. I have also included the verbatims directly, that of parents regarding the control over sexuality of girls and boys both. बच्चे गलत कामों में फंस जाएंगे और खासकर लड़कियां. So they were really concerned about their girls. They are also concerned about the idea of knowledge restriction, or the girls are not good at using technology. So they were giving, if there are 2-3 kids, so they were mostly prioritizing boys to give the smartphone. Fear of student getting addicted, also one fear, because a lot of students were not using the phone for education, rather playing games and doing social media. So they started getting distracted from education by the inclusion of smartphone in the edtech. Then the smartphone getting legitimacy got closed, and we all know that edtech is not a very new thing in India. There were already platforms were there, YouTube was there, lot of video content was already there, MOOCs, Swayam portal. So I also did NPTEL in my MPhil. So these portals were already there. But for school education, and this how the smartphone created an entrance to reach to the lowest of the section was a revolutionary move. So in quarantine, state gave the green signal for the online teaching. App for online classroom were already there. Soft copy resources, material got circulated. So the question here is that before COVID, the idea of smartphone was considered a problematic thing for children's education. And suddenly when state allowed and state gave the legitimacy, everyone started seeing it as a very important thing in the life of school students. So this kind of legitimacy, when the state intervention takes place, huge difference in education domain. And parents started believing, they had trusted the government that if the order is coming from the schools and the state, so the idea of the net power, how Foucault talks about network of power, and how different institutions are playing role to create legitimacy for something which is not only serving for education, makes a huge difference. So the findings were that usage of smartphone got increased among school-going children, relatively more for non-education, because smartphone is essentially a multifunctional device that is not specifically designed for education, and that is a huge issue in calling smartphone as an educational device. As consumer, gaming, social media, YouTube, so the consumer base, we all know about the surveillance capitalism. The user base is increasing, and it is helping the capitalists to gain control over the users. So people, the young crowd, the Gen Zs, we call that, they are using the smartphone for more for the social media. So they became part of that technology domain. As content producer, TikTok videos, Instagram reels, they thought that they can build a career on this. As a very young kid, they as a marginal, the education was considered one important thing in the mobility of urban marginals. Now, they have taken away that idea of education from them. Rather, they've given idea of TikTok videos, Instagram, vlogs, YouTubes. So as a new career options for them. Usage of smartphone is not regulated because parents' minimal digital literacy, mostly absent from home, so they can't regulate their education through smartphone, through technology. Shifting of parents' belief. Suddenly, parents started believing that technology-led learning is part of modernization. They are also too optimistic about
Dr.
it, which
Bala,
is also, yeah.
Sorry to interrupt you, but can you just wrap it up?
It's just over. Thank you. This was my final. Thank you so much.